Hey guys, it's Misty with My Paper Cuts, and I'm coming on today with a card share. So as I was putting my Easter stuff away, I found in the bottom of one of my bins, I had two partial paper pads. They were 6x6, double-sided. They were either Simple Stories or Echo Park. My guess is they were Echo Park, just judging by the colors and the prints. They were from previous Simon Says card kits. I've been a member of that card kit club for several years, and I have partial paper pads like this all over the place. But I had just two in my Easter bin, so I decided, just use them. They went together well. They coordinated, like the colors went together well, so I figured just use them up. It'll give you a chance to use this stamp set because there's 4 characters in this, so I could do 5 cards of each. So it worked out perfectly. I did keep them pretty simple so they could easily be mailed. And I'll just get right into sharing. So what I did was I went ahead and I stamped all these images. I stamped them 6 times in case I mess up one, or if I want to, if there's one that goes better with other paper, I just gave myself more options. So here's my leftover images. So I have the little guy holding the egg. He's super cute. I have the one wearing the bunny ears. I have the one in the basket. I did half of my baskets with the turquoise ribbon and half with pink. And then I did the little guy cracking out of the egg. So the glitter accents on each of these, maybe if I hold them up you could see it better. So the glitter accents on these two I did with Stickles Stardust. This is hands down my favorite Stickles. I need to get another one. This one's almost empty. And then this one here, I don't like to use Stickles on real big areas like that. So on this one I used actual Prisma glitter. This is the Ultrafine Gold. And then to keep it from rubbing off too much, I coated it with Nuvo Crystal Glaze. This is a lot like Glossy Accents. So that gives it like an extra shine, and it seals in that glitter so it doesn't chip or flake off. So those are the characters that I did. And then I have just a couple of die sets. The cards themselves are very, very simple. I wanted to use most of the paper, have very few scraps left over, which I did not hang on to. I chucked them. It does not bother me to throw away small scraps. I have so much paper. If I sit and wait to use up everything, I'll be here forever using, only a handful of paper pads. So I did use this die set from Impression Obsession. It just adds stitching details to your cards. And this one right here, they're still attached. But I left these two attached because I wanted to use them together. I liked this one had kind of the little overstitch, and then that one has the design. And I also used this grassy die. This is one of the ones I mentioned before that has the shorter grass. And I didn't want it to be real deep grass because these characters aren't very big. So I'll just go ahead and share one of the cards, and then I'll go through the whole stack. So what I did was I cut down the 10 sheets of paper. I cut them down to 4 inches and 2-inch strip, and then the 2-inch strip I cut into 2-inch squares. So I had 3 squares and then 1 big base piece from each sheet. And like I said, they were double-sided. So a lot of these I put whatever was on the flip side on the front because they were naturally coordinated, but some of them I didn't like as much, so I mixed and matched them a little more. But so I literally only had a tiny little like 1/2-inch strip from the base, and then I had 1 2x2 square left over, and that is what I chucked. It didn't bother me. So the base, and then the base piece and the squares are all rounded with my corner rounder, my Crop-A-Dile. And if you can see along the edge here is where I used that stitching, and I also used it on the edge of each square. So I did that for all 20 cards. I just mass produce. It's kind of my favorite thing. So this larger square here is layered on a piece of Pool cardstock from MFT. It was a color that kind of went with the theme, and I could use it universally across all the cards. So and then these two are just layered on white, just like the card base. And then there's a little strip of the grass, and that is a piece of, I don't know if you can see the texture, it's a piece of that linen cardstock. It's actually from one of my tonic kits. It's linen on one side and smooth on the other, but I like it when there's linen texture. It just adds a little something extra. There is a butterfly on each of the cards, and then these images alternate. So the front of all the cards says Happy Easter. I originally was going to do half Easter, half spring, but I found that all these images and all the papers, there was just too much of a strong Easter theme going. So I just went ahead and made them all Easter. And then on the inside of the card, I did the stitching again up the panel for the sentiment. And then for 15 of them, the inside says, "You're one of my favorite peeps." And then for the one with the little guy that's cracking out of the egg, there is for this little guy here, there is a sentiment in here that says, "You crack me up." And that's what I used on the inside of those. So, and then what I did was I've been trying to use up, I have a ton of enamel dots, and so I've been trying to use those up. I also have Nuvo drops, but I really want to start using some of this stuff up. I just have it tucked everywhere that I can possibly get away with leaving it. So I use some of my clear ones, yellow ones, and these matte white ones. I didn't use as many of those. They got lost on the patterns. But you can see that even these clear ones here, they're starting to yellow a little bit. I do live in Arizona. Everything is pretty protected from the sun, and I keep my blinds drawn all the time, but I mean, it is what it is. So I embraced it and used the ones that were yellowing with some of the yellow ones just to use them up. But so that is the first card there. So I'll show you all of the ones with the baskets first. There's one of the ones that I colored the ribbon pink. So I just mixed and matched the papers just kind of randomly. So there's the 5 with the chick in the basket. The next 5 here will be the one holding the egg. It was a good use of my 20 sheets. I got to use them all up. I have no guilt about the little bits I threw away. I have 20 Easter cards for future craft sales. And then this one is the one with the chick coming out of the egg, and here's the inside with that "You crack me up." So I mix those patterns up. And then my favorite ones are the ones with the bunny ears. So that, I think that one, and then there's another one with carrot paper that is this one right here. My absolute favorite. I don't know, there's something about those prints together. And then these two are the same. So that is my 20 Easter cards out of those little sheets of paper. So it used up a bunch of spare envelopes I had, and I don't know, it just felt good to get them all used up. So thanks for stopping by. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will talk to you soon.